Hello. We're going to write our first Arduino sketch which makes a LED blink, turn on, turn off based on the timing that we apply in the code. So let's get started. Let me grab my laptop, the cable and the Arduino kit, and let's move on to the desk. Now that we have collected all of our requirements, let's clean the table and get started. Once everything is set up and have your Arduino IDE installed, if you don't know how to install Arduino IDE, the links are already given in the description. You can check out if you're using a Mac, you can check out the tutorial for Mac, and if you're using a Windows, then you have a tutorial for Windows. So just check it out and then plug the cables accordingly and just set the tools in the the port number in the tools section, and you can see our Arduino is powered. So now what we're going to do is write a program to blink a LED, which you can see on this. If you can focus here, you can see there is a orange light which will be connected to the pin number 13, and it's a default. We call it as a bulletin pin or something like that. So that LED is connected to the pin number 13. So what we are going to do is we are not going to connect any external LED to test this out. We are going to program the LED on the board to do this project. So let's do it. Once everything is rigged up, what you need to do is just go to the files, go to the examples, go to the basics, and then blink. Tap on that and you should pop up with a blink sketch here. You can read more on the blink sketch here, and as I said, LED in bulletin, whatever it is, it stands for pin number 13. So let me explain the code, how it works and what it is doing. So there, if you have studied the structure of Arduino, then it has two things. One is a setup, one is a loop mode. So in the setup mode, we initialize and set up the pins and whatever the dictionaries, whatever the set of information which do not change over time in the code, that type of data is set up in the setup section. For example, the pin number that the LED is connected to pin 13 and it is going to act as an output is a setup thing. Let's say if you are going to add some sensors, then setting the pins to input is kind of a setup thing. So whatever we set up on the board, we write it as in a setup section, and whatever the functionality we require that particular thing to do is implemented in loop section. So that is how we can differentiate between where the thing should be written. Now that the pin mode, we call it as a pin mode, we tell what type of pin mode it is. So pin mode takes two inputs. One is the pin number. So here it is 13, which is default as a LED underscore bulletin. And then this is output capital OUT, which stands that the pin mode, that is pin number 13, we are going to give the output as a voltage. We are going to make it high when 1 and make it low when 0. Okay, so coming to the loop mode, what we are going to do is digital write. Digital write is something like digitally write on that. Let's say it is initially when I say low, it will be 0. When I say digital write high, it means it makes the voltage to whatever the input voltage is. That is, if we are connecting it to 5 volts, then it is 5 volts. If we are connecting to 3.3 volts, then it is 3.3 volts, something like that. Now, whenever I'm making something I'm going to write, I need to tell specifically what I'm going to do. Let's say digital write the pin number 13 to high, and then in order to wait, what we do is we call a function called delay, and which takes the data in milliseconds. So writing 1000 is something like telling 1 second, or if you want a delay of 5 seconds, then you write it as delay bracket 5000. As it's kind of a C++ code, make sure you have a perfect structure, like this parentheses, the curly braces, etc., and terminating with a semicolon. So you're coming to the loop, you can see digital write makes it high, which means turns on, and waits for a second, and then goes digital write to the low, and then again it waits for a second. So LED will be turned on, off every second. So once it is done, what you need to do is click on this. It's verify, which means compile. There should be no error because this is a built-in code. Yeah, it says compiling done, and then upload the sketch here. Okay, it is giving me some error. Let me just check out here. Go to the tools. Here you can see I have not set the port. Just click on the port and set Arduino Uno and then give it a run. Now that you can see it says uploading done, you can see the light is blinking. You can see that the LED is blinking for a second and more, depending on whatever the settings or the code you have written. You can play with those values and test out, and that's pretty much what we can do in blinking a sketch. You can, it's just an idea for blinking a sketch, but wherein you can even add something like turning on and off a motor and turning on and off some other actuators, maybe anything, water pump or whatever you are implementing, or maybe even a relay. So this is just a basic wherein we are going to blink a LED, but in upcoming videos we are going to do more than this. So let me pack this up and we'll move on to the next. Whatever had to be covered in this small video has been covered as a blink LED tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed this video. For more, make sure you hit like, share and subscribe. That's it from my side. My name is Techie and see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.